Now to tonight's special report. And in the wake of South Australia's energy crisis, we wanted to take another look at the electricity industry, in particular how other countries are handling the transition to a renewable future. Spain is a world leader in wind energy. On average, 20% of its overall electricity supply comes from wind. On one day, it peaked at 70%. But it has come at a cost, 29 billion euros to be precise. That's the debt Spain racked up in generous subsidies designed to get the industry off the ground. As a result of the global financial crisis, the subsidies were stopped in 2012 and the price of electricity soared. Europe correspondent Lisa Miller travelled to Pamplona to see whether residents there think it's all worth it.
24/7, eyes are glued to these screens. Every number noted, every movement acted on, even if it's happening 17,000 kilometres away.
So I'm going to ask him how is the current situation in Australia.
This is the control centre for renewable energy company Acciona. From here, they're watching 9,500 wind turbines around the world.
So what are we looking at right now?
We are seeing Wobra wind farm, which is in South Victoria, and we are seeing real-time data from there.
They're managing the energy output minute by minute, alerting national grids to changes in power supplies. In Spain, they're reaching levels of reliance on wind that many thought impossible, even if it's just for brief moments.
In Spain, a given day, we have reached almost 70%. Of 70%. Yes, it's incredible. I mean, some years ago it would be crazy people saying these kind of things, and today it's a real situation.
Is 70% the limit though?
I think now you are going to tell me that I'm crazy, but I think we can be high, and I'm pretty sure that we'll arrive to 100% for one moment, for sure.
They call this area the cradle of renewable energy.
You sort of don't understand the size of it, do you, until you're in. That's quite amazing.
It's actually 120 metres high.
No way.
Yeah.
By 2020, Spain is on target to supply 20% of its total energy needs with renewables. It's almost there at 17.4%. On average, 37% of its electricity alone comes from renewables, enough to power 29 million homes.
Can you see the wind farms?
Oh, yes, you can.
Surrounded by them.
We are surrounded by them. You can see them on the far horizon.
Acciona's director for the Asia-Pacific region, Javier Montes, doesn't have a problem with ambitious targets.
Can some countries make a mistake by trying to aim too high too fast?
I think they're properly managed. There should be no issues with that. The examples in Europe clearly demonstrate that. The one thing going in our favour in Spain in particular is that the electrical system has been built with the goal of making it very reliable and heavy and able to take very heavy knocks in terms of extreme weather events or major technical failures.
Spain's counting on the wind to keep blowing and the technology to keep improving. But what's the cost? There are critics here as well who say that the country's been too ambitious and there are still challenges ahead, moving from old energy to new.
Spain comes alive at night. Its lights are kept on by a broad energy mix that includes nuclear and gas, but wind will soon be the biggest player. Some are counting the profits. This village gets a third of its budget from the wind farms.
There's a very good perception of wind technology for two reasons. One is the economic benefit for the town, and the second is we're helping to produce cleaner energies.
Wind might be cheap, but other power sources have to be kept online too.
Some people have told me that electricity prices are too high. What do you think?
Every day is getting more expensive. I don't know if it's because of the taxes or why.
I have a son who's an electrical engineer. He has several solar panels and I never hear any complaints from him.
Geographically, Spain is barely as big as South Australia and size is a factor, but it's well down the renewable energy road and isn't turning back. Lisa Miller, ABC News, Pamplona.